When a man is nonchalant around you and never opens up to you. I got a little clip.
Most men are emotionally attracted to other men, just sexually attracted to women.
Ladies, I'm going to put y'all on game for a quick second. I had a friend who complained to me about a guy she dated some years ago. And honestly, this is a common complaint. The complaint was that the guy she was dating is so nonchalant around her, and she only knows him on a surface level, but when he gets around his homeboys, he is a completely different and open person. Do you know what that means? That means he doesn't like you. He may be physically attracted to you only, but that means he just does not see a future with you, nor does he want to form a bond with you in that way. And at this point, a lot of women mess up in two ways. Number one, you believe that if you keep physically giving yourself up, he will change his mind. He will not. And number two, you keep believing it's a reason to it, and it's not. When a man doesn't want you, it's simply because he doesn't want you. We do not think like women. And what I'm trying to say is, usually if you ask a woman why she didn't get into a relationship with another man, she will tell you exactly why. He was unkind. He was very mean. I don't like the way he treats his mother, which means he'll treat me the same way. Usually if you ask a man the same question as to why he didn't go into a relationship with the most sweet, gorgeous, well-to-do woman, he'll say something along the lines of, I just wasn't feeling it, bro. Ladies, I urge you to understand that men are very simple. And if you're in the situation, just go about your business. It's that simple. It's nothing to take personal. It's just a part of life. Just take the L and go. It'll save you a lot of time. Anyway, I didn't want much.
All right, well, you guys heard a lot there. I apologize for the long video. When a man is nonchalant around you and never opens up to you, I would like to kind of start with the guys on this one, and then we'll get to the ladies. I guess we're gonna ask you guys experiences if you have experienced this. Is this true? Let me start with the men. Go ahead, Jay.
It's absolutely true. I mean, he doesn't feel safe. You know what I mean? Like, it's a great feeling when we feel like we could be 100% ourselves. Like, if you see a man, if he acts the same way around you that he does his boys, then you know that he's comfortable with you. You know what I mean? There's some people that don't like to mix their relationship with their friendships because they don't want, their woman to see them that way. You know what I mean? But if you can mix that and you see the same person on both sides, then that means he's comfortable with you. And we like to feel safe. We don't, when we are vulnerable, which is rare, we want to feel like what we're being vulnerable about is going to be protected. You know what I mean? So we don't want to feel like the first time a fight happens, that stuff is going to get thrown up in our face.
All right, Hank, sir, what about you? What's your thoughts?
I mean, what he said was true. I mean, I'm just in there for them 20 minutes. That's all I need with you, and I'm done. I'm not gonna give you a lot of information. Like I always say, I'm gonna lie to these hoes because that's how I treat you, and I'm looking at you as because that's why I'm not sharing nothing with you. That's why you're getting the shallow. You're not to get the depth of me. You're not because I'm not serious about you. So I'm gonna give you bare minimum. Right on.
Yeah, I hear that, man. I'm seeing in the chat that some of the people are saying that it sounds like some down low type of stuff. The fact that this person can actually, like the fact that this person can actually hmm, confide in his guys, but can't confide into a woman. But I think a lot of men do talk to their boys about a lot of stuff before they would talk to the woman. And I think that depending on who the woman is at that time, and it's not like the guy's telling everything, right? Because there's some things that guys won't even tell their woman, but they will tell that they won't tell their guys and they won't tell a woman either. But I do think guys will open up because they're looking for feedback and they're gonna probably give them. I don't want to say all the time. Sometimes the guys will keep it real. Sometimes the guys just tell you what they think that they or what they would like to do, and it don't come off as good advice. But let me get the ladies involved in this. What are you guys' thoughts? Have you ever experienced this with a man?
Yeah, one time I have. And I knew right away. And it would kind of be comments like, I can't wait to show you off, or I can't wait for us to go out. And I'm like, what, to show me off? Like, what exactly are we talking about? And there would be times where it would be, like, he would be very kind, like, super solid guy. I really think he's amazing. I just knew that he wasn't for me, but he knew that I wasn't for him also.
All right, what about you, Shantae? I see you got your hand.
Listen, I just really wish women would close their legs to these men. I really do. So are you saying, has that ever happened to me? No. However, if a man is showing you signs that he does not want to be with you, why are you having sex with him? I don't understand that. I personally feel that you should get to know a person first. He has to show interest, and then you get to have sex with him. I don't want a man to like me just because of my sex. I don't. So no, I don't, there are red flags. If he is being nonchalant, if he's not calling you, if he's breadcrumbing you, all of these things, sex is not going to change that. He is just not into you, sister. Sorry.
Shantae, I'm just trying to figure out, how do we get to the sex conversation? I thought the topic was...
He mentioned that in the video. So I was just going off of the video. I'm sorry.
He said sex won't make him stay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry. I was commenting on the video.
I know, but you just took it there. I was wanting to hear you.
I'm sorry. So what's more? Say your question again. I want to make sure I'm answering your question. I was responding to the video.
Okay, we're talking about when a man is nonchalant around you and never opens up to you. So basically, if the man's not opening up to you, he's not really into you.
Right.
And I kind of wanted to get you guys' experiences. Have you guys seen that when you guys were dating? I know some people are married, but before you got married, did you experience this? Did you know it was real once he opened up to you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, of course. If you're somewhere and you guys are in a dating process and he's just not talking to you, some people, they're just slow to open up because you can't just trust everybody with vulnerable information. But I think that if he's showing intent, if he looks like he's engaging, obviously move forward. But if he's being nonchalant, he doesn't look like he's interested in you, he keeps looking at his cell phone, or when he's around you, there's not much conversation. You're the one who has to initiate the conversation. He's just responding, not even in full sentences. That's a sign that he probably does not like you.
I think it's just, we all have to pay attention to the signs because they're always there. And I think a lot of women, we think that we can change that man, and that's not going to happen, So the signs are there. We just have to pay attention to it. However, on the flip side, I feel that when a woman kind of shows a man that she's into him and she likes him, sometimes, he can be like a little distant, maybe nonchalant, whatever. But when she starts to become distant and nonchalant, why is it that the man is all of a sudden like on her? You get what I'm saying?
I'm really trying to gauge the conversation. I feel like I feel like the man, I feel like it's shifting all towards the woman. It's not.
It is.
So we're not men. We're not men, so we can't speak.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, the topic at hand, I just feel like
you can speak from that point.
I just think that you guys are like shifting it. It's men want to open up, and if a man open up,
you think we should try to make him open up? And you're saying that he wants to. Okay, so what he was saying is totally different. It sounds like what he was saying is that's a red flag. He doesn't want you. But what you're saying is you should keep trying.
No, I'm not saying that. No. Now y'all trying to twist up. Now y'all getting me lost. Jay, man, I need some support here.
Right. I'm
asking the question, but it seems like it's just shifting. Like every time I go to a woman, it's like shifting somewhere different.
A man's not going to open up to somebody he doesn't trust. He's just not. He's not going to share anything with you. He's going to share very little with you if he doesn't trust you. He's going to give you just enough information.
I think it's all together, but the question is asking if a man does not open up to you, then does that mean he's not interested? Is that
He's
is that what the question is, JR?
Take it easy.
If he doesn't open up to
No,
you,
he's confusing us. This man right here on this
that
video.
most men are emotionally attracted to other men.
All right, so ladies, if a man is nonchalant around you and never opens up to you, it's because he does not like you and does not see a future with you. So maybe I should have put that at the bottom to scroll past, but that's what I'm thinking about when I'm bringing this up.
okay.
You
So
guys are
I
taking it
can
back,
agree.
saying if you know women got to stop opening up their legs and stop having. I'm like, what are we talking about right now?
No, I was going to say, based on that statement, I completely agree. Even though I met my husband early on, we didn't start dating, officially became boyfriend and girlfriend till some time after. So I would say I've come into contact with guys that it was very clear that they wanted a sexual relationship and not a girlfriend relationship, because like you said, you're seeing those signs. The level of conversation is very superficial, very vague. They're not available, things like that, like trying to hang out. Nah, let's just hang out, at my house and stuff like that. Like, no sir, I'm good. So I definitely think when a guy is interested in you, I can clearly recall the transition between when my husband and I were just dating versus when we became more exclusive, because the level of conversation changed. He began to share, more in-depth information about himself, about his family, about his experiences that he did not share with me prior to, when we were just, in the getting to know you, let me keep it real, in the physical aspect of the relationship. Um, but the more time that we spent with each other, that alone began to let me know that he's interested, because now he was making himself available to me, checking in, like, where you at, what you doing, wanting to have that time. So I was able to clearly see that transition. So
So, quick question. So, how at what point would you say that he started like opening up or becoming vulnerable? Like, how far into your relationship did that happen?
I would say, like, if I really think about it in terms of like where I can really draw the line, I would say it started off with little stuff first, where I think he was seeing what would I do with that information, what would I do, how would I react to hearing certain things. So it started off with little things like that. But I would say the more in-depth personal, like where he probably have wouldn't share with even his boys, I guess at that point, I would say it was probably about 2 years in.
All
Yeah.
right, I can kind of dig that.
I mean, to me,
Uh,
like I said it again, that's because he trusted you.
Mhm.
Once a man can trust you, he will give you everything that's in him and about him. He will not hold anything back. I
Mhm.
promise you, as long as he can trust you. But if he can't trust you, you're not going to know shit.
Agreed.
yeah, hey, Tank, I think you made a good point too, because a lot of times women have not gonna say all women, but some women have a tendency to be able to uh, like they
Use it
focus on
against you?
themselves. No, no, no. Like they focus on themselves and they're not really even paying attention to whether the guy is connected to them, because they're so focused on what they have going on and what he's doing for them. And women have to understand that a man can be present but not present, if that makes sense. So he can be there existing and you don't have his attention. He's vetting you. He may be around, but you really don't have that connection because you so just thinking about yourself.
Mhm.
So you have to see if that man has that connection. And one of the ways, like King said, if a man starts to open up to you, you have to be able to grab his attention first. You may have grabbed his attention by your looks, but then after the looks, then what?
Mhm.
Then what? So you got to still pay attention past, just because he with you doesn't mean that he's connected with you. So
And asking probing questions for me was very helpful. So if there were certain things that I would ask, and he wasn't willing to share. That kind of let me know that we're not at that stage yet where he felt where he could share that information. But then, like later on, I would circle back because this would be things that I would find to be important to a relationship. So I'm asking, certain things. And then at that point, when he was able to share that with me, I was like, okay, so he's really feeling me. Because I remember before when I asked him this, he, gave a roundabout answer or didn't answer it directly. And now, okay, he answered that directly. So I could see that he was, building up a level of trust. And I think for most men, a lot of men aren't um, have this natural like distrust. And I don't say just for women, but I just think in general, like even in their relationships with friends, like you have to prove to them that you are solid. And I think once you get towards that aspect of, all right, I'm seeing it, they seem to be pretty solid, then I begin to see like different changes in not just conversation, but even in the way that he treated me. Just, being more concerned about making sure that I got home safe, or, making sure that, oh, because, I was in school in Buffalo. So it would be things like, you know what, I just saw this like heavy sweater and some boots. I copped these for you. Here, I want to make sure that you have this. So it was just little things like that that started, progressively getting more frequent in terms of the things that he was doing that let me know that, all right, he feeling me. We on the same level, so.
Well, let me say this. This is when you know you're dealing with a good man, or a man with some common sense, or something going about. He is slow to speak, quick to listen. He'll sit there, plant a seed, and sit back there and watch and listen to what you say. He'll drop scenarios in your ear. Watch and just see how you respond. He won't say anything. He's not going to let you know what he's thinking. He's just going to sit back and watch and see and listen how you react to it, how you respond to it, how you carry yourself when the scenario is put in your presence. That's what a logical, good, smart man is going to do. He's going to sit back there and take in all the information. And let me tell you what he's going to do. He's going to go back home. He's going to process all that. She did this. She did that. She didn't do this. She didn't do this. I love how she responded. I hated how she responded. I didn't like it. I didn't like what she said. I didn't like her response. And he's going to evaluate you. And he's going to have a list in his head. The goods, the bad, the uglies. Which one weighs more? Does she make the cut? No, she don't. Because she didn't do it and act and respond like I was expecting her to. Yeah, she got to get left at the goddamn restaurant.
But hey, the other thing, oh, go ahead, Della. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was gonna say, the other thing is like Hank, you say lie to them hoes. I think for me the difference was he didn't lie. He was upfront from the very beginning in terms of what he was looking for when we first started. He straight up told me that he wasn't looking for a relationship, but he did enjoy, my company and would like to get to know me better and spend time and things like that. So he did put the ball in my court to let me know, like, this is what it is. Like, if you're looking for a relationship right now, I'm probably not the one, but I do enjoy, chilling with you and getting to know you and stuff like that. So that's why I was saying, for me, I was able to either participate in that and say, all right, cool, or had the opportunity to walk away. Now, for me, I did enjoy hanging out with him too. We did have great conversation at that stage, and I enjoyed being around him, but I wasn't confused about what it was. But I guess the problem is is that I did eventually begin to get feelings, but I had to kind of reserve that because I knew he was honest with me about where he was at. The difference and change was when I started seeing a change in his behavior. So first he was like, we're just cool. But then when he started, wanting to get to know me more, that was when I began to be able to distinctly remember the change in his behavior that let me know, oh, that he's starting to feel me too, more than, just be, beyond.
But
But you know
Mistaken,
what?
but
And
you know what
also,
you did? You showed him that you don't need to be in that whole category. You showed him. Sometimes you don't have to say a word. Your presence show if I need to put you in that category. Your attitude, like in 2022, your social media would tell it. It's going to show you if I need to put you in that whole category. And once I figure out you're not in that category, then I'm going to give you everything and all things. I'm going to be straight up and honest with you. But if you show me that you a hoe, I will treat you as such. And I will lie to your ass.
but you know
And I
what?
will give you just enough to get what I need, them 20 goddamn minutes, and I'm going to send your ass out the house with a lifesaver.
But
All
you
right,
know
go
what?
ahead, Siobhan.
Yeah, there's like, you have to look at it like some women just aren't patient to even get to that point of even allowing a man to open up. Like back in the day, like I was super impatient. Like if I said something and it wasn't delivered in the time frame that I felt was necessary for me, I was out. I was done. Like I'm like, and I would explain like, look, this is what it is. And I literally had somebody that was bold enough to just be like, you have no patience. You need to like sit down, calm down, and let somebody direct you in the area that you need. But the same way you guys talk about a man needing to trust a woman has to be able to trust a man. And you have to be able to, I have to know that if you tell me to sit my ass down, I'm gonna sit my ass down. But it gotta be the right man, because can't every man tell me to sit down.